Hi everyone, Adarsh here. So today, now we're gonna see how we can read a JSON file inside the AngularJS application. So suppose we have a JS file which contains some bunch of data information and which we're gonna read and display in the UI. So how we can achieve this sort of requirements? I have done the POC and I'm gonna show you how we can do that. So let's jump into the application code where we have Maven pom.xml, all our regular stuff where we have group ID, artifact ID, versions, packaging, name, URL, organizational tag, licensing tag, developers, properties. Then we have dependencies and followed by the build tag where we have specified the war file name, output directory, resources tag. In plugins tag we have bunch of plugin like Maven compiler plugin as well as a JT server plugin that we have specified a 9.2.11 version. So let's jump into the UI code where we have a web-inf. Web-inf contains CSS, bootstrap CSS and bootstrap theme min.css. We have a JS file where we have AngularJS file inside the lib, AngularJS, bootstrap.js, jQuery min.js and jQuery.js, and then we have an app.js file. So in the data store we have a JSON file which we have created where we have specified a list of person, like person name, country, and that is an array of the object. So in app.js what we have done, we have just created a regular controller and all. I'll come back to that. So we have a web.xml where we have created a index.html where we have given a welcome file list as an index.html and we have an index page here. So let's get into the app.js file where we have created a module by using angular.module function and pass the module name, and it doesn't require any dependency, so that's why it is empty. We have stored the reference into variable, and on the top of that variable, based on that variable, we have created a controller by passing the controller name, scope, and we have passed the factory name because we gonna inject this factory into the controller, and we have defined a function which gonna take as a scope as well as a factory as a reference. So inside the factory what I have done, we have created a factory and we have passed the HTTP $HTTP, and we have defined a function. So that function name is get JSON data. So what it does, it uses $HTTP and then get and then path of the JSON file. So JSON file is stored in the root context inside the data store / person list.js. So I have defined that thing, and this factory is injected into the controller. So by using this reference, this method, we can get the data. So how we have done that, my factory.get JSON data. So if it is a success, we'll get the JSON data into this object, and if it gonna be a failure, we'll get the other informations and all. So I'm just once it is failure, I'm just logging it in the console, and if it is a successful, I'm just defining the data into the Angular JSON data model object which is defined inside this scope. So this thing we can pull it up in the view layer, in HTML page. So in the HTML page we have defined the model object, we have imported the JS and CSS related stuff here. We have binded this body with this my app controller and bunch of div tags for UI purpose and all. We have defined a table here, okay, and then in the table header we have serial number, name and country, and then in the table data we have used ng repeat here, and person in Angular JSON data, because in app.js we have defined a model object Angular JSON data. So same sort of, this contain a list of person information. So what we have done, one by one it will ng repeat will put one by one person data into the person object, and we have said order by person name. So we will get the data into the person name as order, and then we are doing, we are just checking odd if we have used here. If it is a odd, it will set the background here for this person name in the lowercase. If it is a even, it will say person name and it will turn into the uppercase inside the expression. So that's how we have done all this. Same thing for the country also. And then again after table tag we have what I have done. I'm just getting the data from that Angular JSON data and putting into the person. I am printing into the list form also. Here we are printing the data two times, one in the table format, one in the list form. So let's see how this application looks like. So we can see here application started on port number 8080. So let's hit the 8080 port number. So you can see that this is a table which we have created. So based on odd even, it's converting into uppercase and lowercase name, and same information we are printing into the list format here. So this is how we can read a JSON file inside the AngularJS application and show into the UI. So this application I'm gonna store in my GitHub repository where all my earlier applications are saved. So you can pull it up and play around with that. So till then, take care. Bye.